Hi guys, Borgio here, finally back with an Everquest 2 guide video. This one's to the Nexus Core Advanced Solo. One of the new dungeons put in with Tears of Veeshan. Very good latest expansion pack to Everquest 2. A lot of new content put in, but this is probably one of the easier dungeons, so I thought I'd take you through this one first. As you can see, as you zone in, straight away all these mobs to start with are non-aggro. The way to make them aggro is to click this orb in the centre, so we're going to go and do that now. They now become aggro. Now, my personal way of dealing with this is you can pull the aerial purifiers out of the air like this, or you can just get the watchers. I tend to run this this first little room clockwise if you can, purely because that's the way the purifiers come. So if you go that way, you're going to guarantee to pull them. The mobs in here aren't overly difficult. I am in on my tank. I noticed my damage was a bit low, so I do switch to Reckless shortly. If I haven't done already, I didn't actually notice. Oh yes, I've just done it. So, you know, I'm running this without a Merc as normal just to prove that they can be soloed. However, I am doing it with a Berserker, which is incredibly powerful, this expansion, with the increase in hit points we all got. So, don't be discouraged. Bring a Merc if you need to bring a Merc, but you need to remember you need to control that Merc in this instance particularly. You'll see why when we get to the bosses. But first thing you want to do is clear all this off. I've just made a new Warlock, a freshly geared Warlock. Oh, I've missed a Purifier, look, he got past me. And he can solo this slowly, albeit, and with a Merc, so I can molo it, I suppose. But it's doable, so don't be put off. You know, you need. Oh God, I can't even remember the crit requirement for in this place. I should probably have checked that prior to the starting the narration. But if you've got 500, that's more than enough, I believe. I think it's actually about 450, 475. Not that much to get, really. My advice would be, if you're coming in old raid gear and stuff, yeah, you can probably do it if you need to readorn for crit a little bit. If not, do the quest line outside. Right, first boss. My advice, pull him to one of these corner sides here. All he'll do, every 33%, is he'll fire some missiles at you. They will kill you if you stand there and take them to the face, unless you've got a block. So, when you see this, joust away and just joust to one of these sides. The missiles will chase you, they're magnetic. So, I'm not sure how they track people within groups. I've had them go all over the place, but as long as you run far enough away, they just pop and explode prior to getting to you. So I'll just target one there. It's not even making it to me. Generally, use these side points. So I'm just going to grab him again, bring him over. Dead easy boss. But what you need to remember in this place is, well, what I haven't told you yet is, you probably want to pay attention to the mechanics of these bosses. You can kind of brute force them, but I don't think I show it with this guy. But they get buffs up when they're doing things, which reduces damage taken. His first icon there, under his buff window, is actually a 95 or 99% damage reduction, so there's no point standing and trying and burning. The missiles will blow you up. Unless you've got a blocker up, in which case let it run and then you can just tank him in one place, or fight him in one place. Just run, it's easier. just run, guys. So he fires a lot more missiles the second time, but that's it for him. In the group instance it's slightly different, he does it every 25, or he did, I don't know if it's been changed recently. So I personally now just run out and meet him and beat him down, and that's the first boss done. He's not difficult. It's just a script check. It's a bit of a wake-up call from the previous bosses in the last few expansions, where they've all been pretty much in the solos, tank and spank, do whatever. You look at my Dreadcutter video. I just run at things and stuff dies. Right, as you see there was a hole in the floor. I've realised I haven't recorded my cursor, so you cannot actually see me indicating it. But you need to run back to the globe in the middle and click it, and the lift will come up just like that. Your choice of which wing you take first. I just happened to go left because that's where I ended up, but you can go any direction you like. This trash here does nothing remotely fun, so it's just a case of kill it and then move on. Generally, if I was doing a speed run of this, on the Berserker in particular, one shot, very nice, I would probably drag all the trash into the next boss room and pull the boss at the same time. However, for the sake of showing you guys exactly what you need to do in this place, I think I just pulled it all separately. I did use some sort of cheaty tactics on the bosses and the quick strats where I don't clear everything in the room, I show you how I do it, sort of thing. But, you know, if you feel more comfortable clearing everything, clear everything, because it's up to you in the end. A lot of these bosses rely on kiting. In fact, they all pretty much involve a lot of movement. Beware of these two just around the corner. They are there, sometimes you forget. They're very sneaky in this place. They like to hide mobs just around the corner as you run through, and you'll get extras and get ads. But it's advanced solo, use a Merc. I would highly advise the healer Merc, unless you're a healer, in which case bring the Monk, I suppose, or bring a tank, or bring whatever. But healer Merc is the Stamper will verdict stuff at 26-27%, so dead easy. Right, this first boss will involve a little bit of running around to kill some balls. So it's best to just clear these sparks if you want. I have done the instance before where I don't bother clearing the sparks and I just let them add on me. But if you're squishier than, well, if you feel squishy, clear them. It takes 2 minutes, whatever. This whole instance run I think took about 20 minutes overall, which you know, I can do it faster, but 20 minutes, get some etamer, get some, well, hopefully a weapon. But I didn't this run, I don't think. Oh, I did get a weapon this run actually. Spoilers. Each of the instances has their own little loot table in chests at the end. They can all drop nice purple runes, and they can all drop. In fact, it's just purple runes. They all share, and then they have their own little slot. They do. Nexus Core is weapons, but it has jewelry as well. So how I pull this? I pull it straight down. Every 25%, he is going to go 95% damage immune and summon balls. There's going to be one ball on the left, one ball on the right. So if you turn to your left, you see it's appeared there, the ball on the glowy ball. You just target it, shoot it, go in. Now I've retargeted him. He's actually lost his damage buff now. I found this earlier on when I was soloing, so you can actually carry on DPS now. But to be honest with you, kill the other ball and he loses that crazy blue shield. So there we go. I only noticed this earlier. I was here on my Necromancer and I cast a load of temp pets at him as I was killing balls, and when I got back to him, the next set spawned. So we're going to approach 50. He will summon exactly the same again, one ball each side. So here we go. We'll kill this ball the same way. Oh, bit of a stutter. That's a good old Fraps changing video track. Very nice. I might have to change from Fraps, but there we go. Kill the second ball, and we go back to the named. Now the third time he does it at 25, if you've got Stamper out, you may as well just keep burning and let him verdict it. But there'll be 2 each side. I don't have Stamper out. I'm not an Inquisitor myself, so yeah, I will do it properly. It's dead easy. One spawns in the same corner it has been, and then there's one in the further corner. You would have just seen it off the camera there. We'll shoot this one. One actually, if they get close, I think they heal him. I can't really remember. I never really let them get that close. They might increase his damage. Best bet, just don't let them get close. Just kill them. They take one bow shot. My Necromancer kills it with 1 dot. When this instance was first released, dots didn't work on them, and it was great and really annoying being a dot class. But there we go. So we'll just finish him off now. This is probably the easiest. Well, I think that all the bosses are fairly easy in here. There's just two of them which are awkward, I would say, if you're no good at dodging or moving or thinking generally. All the instances have a chance to drop charged adornments. They're all worse than astral adornments that players can make. However, if funds are tight for you in particular, I was just checking out an item in chat there, just having a look. Then use the charged ones. They're free, whatever. I get loads of them. They vendor for about 15 gold each anyway, so you can make some money off those. As you can see, 3 wings. I've been down the left-hand side. I generally go in a circle, so I'm going to be going north next. The last boss I'm going to do, well, not the last boss, but the third boss on the third wing is probably the most awkward. It's the one that most groups get frustrated with in this laughably easy instance. But there is sort of a cheaty tactic which I use here, but they've kind of fixed it. I noticed that when I was doing this solo run. Right, this trash is quite important to mention. These front 2, called the Ether Charged, have a frontal laser attack where they'll root themselves and then get the laser off. My advice, kill them as fast as possible so they don't do it, which is what I do with these 2. Not ideal, because I can't demonstrate to you what they do. These 2, I believe, have a kickback, but I've never seen them do it generally, so I don't think they do. Right, this is the next one, same as the first 2, has the frontal laser, so I'm going to let him do it. So what you're looking for is him leaning forwards like that. So then when you move, go right behind him, he's going to lean backwards and shoot a laser. There we go, and then finish him off. In the instance, that laser is a frontal cone, so you have to be out of the way. Generally, if you're fighting these things, I would just advise stack up on them, run through them. It's not hard. These 2 do the knockback. They didn't get a chance to do it, but you will see the knockback in a minute on the boss. This trash is basically a guide on how to kill the boss that's coming up, because the next boss is basically, it has a knockback and it has frontal laser, so it's just trying to teach you that. Here we go. Next pull is one of the knockback in mobs and a laser mob. Always kill the laser mob first. I'm going to one-shot it with my bow. Pew pew. Kill the other one. Yeah, not much to add really. So basically, when you look at this boss now, you'll see, I call it 1 green and 1 purple. There's 1 green mob and 1 purple mob. The purple mob is the frontal guy. So you want to start with him. He moves really slowly, so you can get out of the way of him quite quickly. But the other one moves quite fast. he's got no hit points. If my tank can kill it, I'm sure any DPS can as well. Right, he's doing the frontal. You have a lot less time to move, so just get behind him. He takes less damage while he's doing it, but you can see there that it's fired. I've got them both beating on me now. No healer whatsoever. I'm self-healing because that's what berserkers do. Just beat him down, beat him down. I think he gets... There's the kickback. It's sometimes he likes to throw you in front of the laser. Be very aware of this. He's dead now. So all that happens to this one is he empowers himself. He gets more attack skills. I'm trying to find it. That was actually a buff. My buff on him. There it is there. Just beat him down. This boss is nothing, really. As long as you can... In the solo, it's nothing. In the group zone, as long as the tank's holding them and the rest of the group and you're aware of your own position, you'll be fine. I mean, it's these bosses are coming a long way from what Everquest used to be, and they're a lot more involved and a lot more interesting to fight. I remember we wiped a couple of times, 3, 4, 5 times the first time we fought this boss in the group zone, of which I will try and actually get footage of group zones this time. The expansion's not been out that long, since, well, November, so I am about 2 months late with these guides. I've just been slack, to be honest with you guys. It's nothing to do with anything like that. Well, not slack. Bit of me chat real quick. I finished my job, my current job, which I had, and I finished that in December. I was made redundant, which is fine. I knew that was coming. However, I started going back to full-time university to get my degree, and I started in October. So from October till December, I was working full-time as well as studying full-time, and it didn't leave much time to make any videos if I was planning on carrying on raid leading and guild leading like I do in this game anyway. So I've been doing that. However, my time is now a lot more free and a lot more flexible, since my good lady wife is going to be going out to work instead. So it leaves me free to do my study during the day. I can make videos, I can record footage, and then carry on and do my exams. Right, anyway, enough about that. We're now on the last wing. This is probably the wing that will give you the most issue, depending on how high your DPS is and how good you are at dodging, how many hit points you've got, etc. Right. These wonderful things flying around on the ground. You can't kill them. I've summoned Stamper for this purely because I realised I forgot any cure pots. Basically, you get hit, you get given an elemental debuff, and I'm trying to highlight it, but Stamper's too good. Here he goes. Which basically increases damage taken every time you get one. So it stacks, and you take more and more damage from the effect. So how I do it, I just pull all the way through with Stamper. I actually get rid of him here to show you don't need him, but then realise I actually did need him in a second, you'll see. Here we go. Hidden mobs, as discussed earlier, just round the corner. Just come through and grab them. I always forget they're there. When I tank this on my Zerker in a group, I always forget they're there and end up pulling them with all the trash as well, but... we're kind of overgeared for this now. It's one of the... It's pretty much the either easy... I don't know. It is easy, but there is one that's slightly easier in my opinion. Which I'll show you later. Right, you've got 2 sets of flying trash going round, as well as lots and lots of little bladey things. The bladey things, which I fail at pulling these. Watch this. This is so fail. Right. Anyway, the bladey things either side. I believe I target them in a minute. I'm trying to get staff back out. It's not working. They will give you the same debuff that those thick traps in the hall will. These used to one-shot you. Before they fixed it. They don't now, I don't think, but you don't need to kill them. This particular spot stood here. If you pull the boss to there, you'll avoid most of the stuff. So how I do that, if I just get rid of these, use your Merc. Use your Merc to pull the boss. Use a pet to pull the boss if you don't want to use a Merc in your pet class. If not, clear the room completely and then you've got a lot of kiting space. But I'm trying to resume my Merc. Here's Stamper. I send him off on the malign gyro. What this boss does, every 33%, again, so 66-33, he will get his damage shield up and then summon a load of those big versions of the Rippers. And they will give you that debuff and they will hurt as the debuff stacks. It's not curable, this one either. It's an uncurable elemental. So my advice is pull him to this corner, knock him down and get ready to run. Basically, and you're running to this exact same point on the other side of the door. Now, it was, so here we go, we're going to run now. It was fixed by the looks of it, because all that used to happen, when the big ads came out now, as they come flying out, you see them there, they couldn't come into this corner. But I get hit now, so I think they fixed it. But, you know, it's still okay for me to do it, but you might want to just kite around the room. They bounce around the walls, so I'm about to get hit with the debuff here. There's 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks, and now they've disappeared, so the debuff's gone. But he's at 34, so I just come back to this side again. The quicker you can kill these, the easier. It's advanced solo, guys. You don't want to be hanging around in here anyway. here we go, I just stand out now and take a load of debuffs, spin him round, just to move round one. How you can do it, run around. Use all the space in the room, tank him dead centre. When he's going to do a missile, or he's going to do these things, run to one side of the room. See which way they're bouncing around, and then move away from them. Back when I used to tank it for a group, it used to be tanked against one wall. When he was going to do missiles, we ran to the other complete side of the room. Because you were literally dying all the time. Right, but enough about that boss. It's fairly easy, just pull it around and avoid the rippers. Okay, final boss. This boss is basically an amalgamation of a couple of the first boss with the missiles and the lasers. Apart from that, it's pretty much the same as the first boss, apart from just some added balls. Every 25%, this mob will do the missiles, so very similar to the first boss. Pull him in exactly the same way and kite in exactly the same way. The only difference is when he starts summoning missiles, he'll drop orbs on the floor. There'll be gold orbs and black orbs. If you go into a black orb, you will nerf your crit. Oh god, what is it? Crit bonus and your speed, your run speed. So missiles may catch you. Don't run through black orbs. If you run through gold orbs, you increase your run speed and increase your crit bonus. So you see me here, I'm just trying to find them. So the best thing to do is it stacks up to 5. I'm trying to demonstrate here, but I actually run through a black one there, which is really good, so it means I can show you the debuff. There it is. Irradiation. Decrease your crit bonus by 75%, nasty, and slows target by 25%. Then what you want to do is you want to stand and get the magnetic infusion buff, which is from the yellow one. So I think I demonstrated it just earlier, but it increases crit bonus and it increases your speed, so it's a way of getting away from the missiles. So he does that every 25%. There's only a slight difference. When you do this next section here and you get him to 50, you need to be aware that when he's on his way back to you, he's going to do a frontal laser, like those other mobs did. So you need to be aware that's coming and be ready to dodge, because he's going to do it to you. He's going to be around middle of the room when he does it. How I tend to like to do it is I will run opposite corner from where he is, and I will know he will do it in the middle of the room. Always. 100% of the time he will hit the centre of the room and do it. So all we're going to do is just grab as many buffs as these can. We've got 5 up. So 751 crit bonus, very nice. Here, he's moving. Right, he hits the centre of the room, starts the laser. I'm literally just run to the side of him. He's going to miss me, and I'll take him back to the first platform he was just on. There we go. Laser done. Now if you're quick, you can get him down to 25 without him doing another laser. I think I failed like a real noob here, and I had another laser on me. But it's fine. There we go, another laser. So just run behind him on this one. It's not difficult at all. In the group instance, he will turn and face a specific player. So avoid that player and run away. So he could turn around and try and do it to the DPS. So if you're tanking, you'll be out the way. Here we are again. Last time running through the orbs. I'm just going to run around a little bit and grab a few. I've taken about half health damage. So he's hitting harder, or I'm not healing because my heal's not going off. Happens sometimes, but you know, generally use your merc. That's what they're there for. You're going to earn over a plat in this run anyway. Once the missiles have all blown up, I just go back to where he was and meet him. Well, there's no point waiting for him to get to you. He's not going to do any more missiles, he's not going to do any more lasers, it's just a case of finishing him off. When he finishes them off, that's the instance done. You'll get your quest done if you've picked it up from outside, from the daily guide to get your etimas, or etimas, or whatever people want to call them. I call them etimas. And you're also going to get your chest. So there's the etima and the 1 plat. Let's get rid of the body. If we click the chest, this is the sort of rewards I was on about. All of them seem to share the purple runes. This one drops weapons and ranged, and jewellery. I get a weapon, there we go, magnetic sharpshooter. I try and show it in the loot window, but I fail. That's just the way I am. So, there we go. I know it's in my pack, and there's the stats. Thanks for watching, guys. For more instance guys, check out my channel, hit like, favourite and subscribe, and I'll be back with another instance video another time.